of it may be rebroadcast, reproduced, or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of Ballislife LLC.
Emmitt Williams.
From Cerritos College in Norwalk, California, it's the 8th annual Ballislife All-American game presented by Eastbay, featuring the stars of tomorrow at both the college level and the future of the NBA. Hello again, everybody. I'm Paul Westfall. Alongside me is Ballislife Grassroots National Editor Ronnie Flores. And Ronnie, state championships have been played, all state teams have been awarded, but today we have the best of the best gathered here in Southern California to play one more time before they head off to college.
We definitely do, Paul. This should be a great show. Sunny Southern California. The players are playing in their last national high school all-star game, and it should be a great show. We got a lot of high flyers and dunkers, but we also got some competitive guys that we should spotlight a little bit.
Well, it's hard to spotlight one player on each team when they're all really good, but we're going to do that anyway. And Ronnie, for Team Elite, it's Emmitt Williams.
Definitely. Emmitt Williams is a motor that never stops. He's one of 3 players in this game headed to LSU. He should be doing a really good job. He had 44 points at the Jordan Brand Classic, so you know he's going to come with it, Paul. And on the other side, we have for Team Future, Nassir Little, and he's going to North Carolina. That should be a fantastic matchup.
Well, we should have interesting matchups across the floor, particularly at the point guard position. So fans out there, you might want to watch the games within the game. Well, we've got one more member of our broadcast team I need to introduce. That's the 3rd member, Mr. Ralph Brown. Ralph, welcome.
We have a fantastic matchup out there on the court today with these young men achieving their dreams, going to the college of their dreams. It should be a fantastic matchup, and I'm looking forward to watch these young men on the court today.
Team Elite is tonight's away team in black uniforms. First up, North Carolina's all-time leading scorer is Kobi White, and it's only fitting he'll wear Carolina blue in college. TCU has an up-and-coming program, and Caden Archie of Midlothian is a gem for Coach Jamie Dixon. The Chicago Sun-Times Player of the Year, Talon Horton-Tucker, is a big get for the Iowa State Cyclones. High-flying forward Tayshaun Cherry of San Diego could be headed for big things at Arizona State. Speaking of big, LSU has a huge recruiting class that includes Emmitt Williams, who scored 44 points in the Jordan Brand Classic. Joining Williams in Baton Rouge is Javonte Smart, one of the nation's most talented guards. Inland Empire fans love Matt Bradley, and he'll bring intensity and toughness to Viking Jones' program at Cal. Speaking of tough, you'll be hard-pressed to find a tougher guard than NorCal Player of the Year, James Akinjo. He's headed to Georgetown to team up with Mack Mcclung, who became an internet sensation by averaging 38.4 points per game, breaking the all-time Virginia scoring record. Everyone is curious to watch Sharif O'Neal develop as Shaq's son leaves Crossroads as a CIF state champion. Wing Jules Bernard was the D3 State Player of the Year as a junior and was even better as a senior. And he'll play one last time on Team Elite.
Devin Newgland here at Shoot 360 in Torrance, California for the Ballislife All-American game practices. We're looking at Team Elite right now. Mack Mcclung and James Akinjo, future backcourt at Georgetown, looking good early, and they're going to have to be very good during the Ballislife All-American game because Team Elite is a bit on the smaller side compared to Team Future. But a guy you need to look for and watch for is Matt Bradley, formerly of San Bernardino High School, transferred to Washington Academy for his senior year. He's back in Southern California with something to prove, and I'm looking for him to have a big game. Now let's take a look at Team Future.
Let's look at tonight's outstanding players from all over the country. Team Future, tonight's home team in white, includes Ohio State-bound Duane Washington Jr., who led Sierra Canyon to the CIF Open Division title. Kansas Bill Self has another top-flight point guard coming to Lawrence in Devon Dotson. It's a big night for Brandon Williams. He announced his college destination and gets to play in front of family one last time before college. LSU-bound Naz Reid had a monster senior season for Roselle Catholic and is pumped to play big today. Kevin Porter Jr. has been the talk of the All-Star circuit, and USC fans can't wait to see him up close. UCLA has 4 recruits in this year's game, including talented New York big man Moses Brown. Also bound for Westwood is local product David Singleton of Bishop Montgomery, this year's Gatorade State Player of the Year. The NCAA champs are excited to add Javon Quinterly as Villanova's assembly line of guards keeps rolling. Quinterly's high school teammate at Hudson Catholic, shooting guard Luther Muhammad, will join forces with Duane Washington at Ohio State. Miles Norris returns to SoCal from Brewster Academy one last time before heading to Oregon. Kaukauna, Wisconsin's Jordan McCabe is flashy and also a state champ, headed to play for Bob Huggins at West Virginia. Nassir Little is the fastest rising prospect in the country, and it would not surprise anyone if he is Team Future's MVP.
Devin Newgland here at Shoot 360 in Torrance, California for the Ballislife All-American game practices. The players arrived earlier this evening, got all their gear courtesy of Eastbay, and now for Team Future, Nassir Little is looking to put the finishing touches on a Triple Crown MVP honors in All-Star games. He won the MVP in the Jordan Brand game and the McDonald's All-American game, but he's going to need to rely on his teammates for this one. Luther Muhammad and Kevin Porter are both guys who come in with major chips on their shoulders that can score in bunches. Look for them to have a huge impact on this game. And back to Ronnie and Paul for the starting lineups.
We're at Cerritos College. They are announcing the rosters for both teams, including the starters. I'm Paul Westfall. Alongside me is Ronnie Flores. Ralph Brown will be doing the interviewing throughout the day. And the crowd, which this place has been packed for hours now, they're anxious and ready for some high-flying activity. Ronnie, this should be such great fun. These games always showcase these players so well.
Definitely. It's a great contest to end the season. These kids are getting ready for college. This is a chance to have a little bit of fun, show the fans in sunny Southern California what they're all about. What we hope to see is a little bit of competitive nature, and obviously we talked about Emmitt Williams and Nassir Little at the top of the show, and we hope those two rise the level of everybody else.
Well, this year we seem to have, and I mean this in the most positive way, we've got some guys that play with an edge, with a little bit of attitude. My guess is they won't take kindly to either being embarrassed or falling way behind because they're not used to that.
That's definitely true. You know, you look at Brandon Williams, who just committed to Arizona earlier today. You know, he kind of had a little bit of injuries and fell in the rankings. You look at Nassir Little, he came from down in the 50s and 60s. He's now considered a top 2 or 3 prospect in this class. So some of these guys have kind of came on late on the scene. They weren't always the top-rated kid in 10th and 9th grade. So hopefully we can do that and make this a great game.
Now let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams.
We got Kobi White. Kobi White's the all-time leading scorer in North Carolina. headed to North Carolina as well, the University of North Carolina. We got Mack McClung, the high-flying guy, going to Georgetown. Emmitt Williams, we talked a lot about him. Sharif O'Neal, the son of the legendary Shaquille O'Neal, 2000 NBA MVP, all-time great. And Jules Bernard headed to UCLA, the local kid out of Windward High School. That's for Team Elite.
And for Team Future.
Team Future will be wearing the home whites. Devon Dotson, that's a great matchup with Devon Dotson versus Kobi White. Devon Dotson is going to Kansas. School record 2,607 points. He had 8 points in the McDonald's game. Naz Reid headed to LSU. One of 3 guys headed to LSU. We got Kevin Porter Jr. going to USC. Jordan McCabe out of Wisconsin, and Nassir Little, who we already touched on.
Now let's go over to the sidelines where Ralph Brown has a very special guest. Ralph?
I'm with Kobi White from Team Elite, and you averaged 30.2 points a game during the season. You're a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year, and you set a state record with 3,500 points. You're one of the best in the country. What's it been like this week to play with all these all-stars in the country?
It's been a great experience, playing against all this competition out here, but, you learn from it and you keep getting better.
Well, that's good. So you're from North Carolina. You decided to go to UNC. What was the deciding factor for you to stay home and go to Chapel Hill?
UNC family atmosphere. I just fell in love with the program my first visit, and I fell in love with Coach Williams and his coaching staff. So, it was the right place for me.
So this is your third All-Star game. You had 21 points in the Jordan brand. Is there anything you want to showcase in today's game?
I just want to go out here and get a win. Most of all, just get a win. I love to win. Nobody likes to lose. So just go out here and get a win is the goal.
Well, congrats going to UNC. Back to you guys.
In front of a capacity crowd here at Cerritos College, an outstanding rendition of our national anthem, and we're just about ready for action in the 8th annual Ballislife All-American game presented by Eastbay. We've got some rules that everybody needs to know about, Ronnie, before we get started.
Yeah, we got 10-minute quarters, and we obviously want to keep the action going so that 1-and-1 after 10 team fouls. It won't be after 7 in a normal high school game. No double bonus because we want action to go up and down the court, not a lot of free throws. And we're having an automatic 1-and-1 situation in the final minute, and we're hoping to see a close game, Paul.
Indeed we are. We've certainly got the talent that would suffice to have a close game. And I know these guys have been ready to play. They've been here now for a good 3 hours. Of course, we had the three-point competition won by Jordan McCabe from Kaukauna, Wisconsin. And then we had the slam dunk competition that was won by Mack Mcclung from Gate City, Virginia. And we're just about ready. Here comes Team Future. We're just waiting on our officials. Oh, they're out here. We're ready to go. All right. Team Elite will be in the black uniforms. They're coached by Dinos Dragonis, longtime guru of youth basketball. Dinos the Pangos event director. And for Team Future, they'll be coached by Etop Udaema, the longtime CEO and founder of the prestigious Compton Magic travel team.
We got Trae Young, last year's game, University of Oklahoma sensation here in the first row.
Well, if anybody passes it to him, I believe he'll shoot it.
Definitely. Led the NCAA in scoring and assists and headed to the NBA.
And both men decided to try to steal the jump, and will do it again. Everybody laughing because there was some thievery going on there. This time, it goes for a slam dunk for Team Future, and Kevin Porter Jr. gets the game's first score. Kevin on his way to USC, where he'll play for Andy Enfield. Here's Mack McClung, the slam dunk winner. He misses, and here they come with Jordan McCabe. Bounce pass is stolen away by McClung. Steal for Team Future. Porter has the game's first 2 baskets.
And Mack McClung smartly let him go there. He didn't want to get the contact guy top. Still early in the game.
Slipping was Jules Bernard, and ahead to Naz Reid, who couldn't quite gather the grip to slam it, so he lays it in softly, and it's 6-0 Team Future. Team Future in the white and red uniforms, while Team Elite is in the black. Another steal, this time by Porter. The hit ahead goes to Dotson, but in trying to pass for it, an emphatic dunk, the ball was stolen away by Kobi White, but recovered inside by Nassir Little. The Future Tar Heel slams it home, and it's a quick 8-0 start, Ronnie.
Yeah, Team Elite needs to get a good possession here, and here's Mack McClung.
Oh, and the follow slam by Emmitt Williams. Reid, you'll see a lot of that in the upcoming year at North Carolina. Reid has a man's physique already. Kobi White scores inside, and Ronnie, Kobi White did a lot of scoring.
Yes, definitely. Kobi White says career points in the state of North Carolina, 3,573, 2-time state player of the year, Gatorade player of the year twice as well. He had 21 points in the McDonald's game, so you know he can put it in the bucket.
Mack Mcclung! Back the other way, lob. Oh! And the rim spits it out for Nassir Little. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Tapped out of bounds, last touched by. It will be Team Elite basketball. Too much energy there. The rim just couldn't absorb all that.
Nassir Little off to a fast start for the white team, Future. Can he win 3 MVPs, Paul?
Sharif O'Neal. Going to UCLA, he'll play for Steve Alford in Westwood, and they've got quite a recruiting class. We'll highlight more about the teams that did really well in recruiting as the game wears on. And Nassir Little, you're right, Ronnie, he came to play.
Nassir Little has the energy, never stops coming at you, so physical. He has something to prove every time out there, and he's showing it right now.
Led Orlando Christian Prep in Florida to 3 straight state titles. Shot misses from outside, and Little's got it in transition. The hit ahead. The windmill for Kevin Porter Jr. out of Seattle. It's 14-8. High flying reverse slam for O'Neal. Jordan McCabe, one flashy passer and ball handler is Jordan McCabe, and he showed his 3-point skills right on cue. Bang!
Show-stopping performance by Jordan McCabe in the 3-point contest. He had a round where he made almost every single shot, and he had the crowd in a frenzy.
He made his first 11 in the 3-point contest, and the place was rocking. Inside, nice dish to Bernard, who misses, gets it back, and sticks it in the basket. Jules Bernard. Ronnie, we had the pleasure of seeing Jules Bernard for 4 seasons, and I swear he got incrementally better every year.
He's up to about 6'7" now. He has that natural lefty advantage. He's improved his outside shot. and Coach Steve Alford is really going to have a nice gem in Jules Bernard to use next year.
Kobi White can't leave him. Oh, the rim kicks it out. Here comes McCabe. The first pass was a little too far, which resulted in a ragged possession, and it's out of bounds to Team Elite. But you can see the vision that Jordan McCabe has. He was a step ahead of everybody else on that break.
Jordan McCabe knows how to get in players' heads a little bit, actually. He kind of lulls them to sleep and gets them irritated, sometimes gets them out of their game. You saw that a little bit in the practice on Thursday night.
Sharif O'Neal rebounded his own miss for his second basket of the first quarter. It's down to 17-14. Team Future's advantage has been cut to 3.
Naz Reid crashes to the floor there, and Naz Reid likes to handle the ball a little bit, and he would love to do that in today's game. That's always been his dream. He loves Magic Johnson, believe it or not, the former Laker legend.
Reid played some point guard, and then he suddenly grew. He's got to be a 6'11" now if he's an inch at all, and he led Roselle Catholic in New Jersey to the TFC, which is the equivalent of the state champion in New Jersey.
He actually
Part of that
won
outstanding recruiting class for Will Wade at LSU.
Definitely. He actually won 2 New Jersey TOCs. He won one with his freshman with Isaiah Briscoe, who actually played in this game in 2015. So Naz Reid has played in a lot of big games, and he's a big game player. When the lights are on, usually Naz Reid can bring it.
Oh, the slam tip missed for Emmitt Williams, so he gets it back and finishes this time with some gusto off a nice entry pass from Sharif O'Neal. Naz Reid, oh, the pass a little bit too tall, and here come Team Elite on the fly. Williams gathers and windmills one home. And we've got our first timeout. 4:56 left to play in the first quarter. Our score, Team Future 18, Team Elite 18. Earlier today, in between the three-point contest and the slam dunk contest, we had an important announcement from Brandon Williams, the Crespi star, who obviously overcome with emotion. That's his mom, Takesha Johnson. And there you see, as he explains, where's he going? He's going to Tucson. He's going to play for the University of Arizona and Sean Miller. The choices were Arizona, Oregon, and Gonzaga. And look at the joy from all of his teammates. He's going to play Pac-12 basketball for the Arizona Wildcats, and he just made a whole lot of people in the desert really happy. Ronnie, he could be special.
Definitely. Brandon fits in great with the recruiting class they have. Devernier Dutry, the local kid from Birmingham and Van Nuys. He can play more of the point guard. They also got a kid from Belgium, Omar Thelmy, a 6'6" small forward. So Sean Miller is very happy. Considering all the things that have happened in Tucson with the investigation, with the FBI, you know, this is good news, like you said, for people in Tucson.
We're back to action. Paul Westphal, Ronnie Flores, and Ralph Brown, glad you could be with us on whatever platform you're streaming this live. Oh, and a block by... Looked like Williams got up and snuffed that. He, an underrated defender. Crespi, of course, 2 state titles while Brandon was there. Shot misses, and the tip-in goes for Matt Bradley. Matt Bradley from San Bernardino High School, but played this senior year at Wasatch Academy in Utah.
Yeah, Matt Bradley's had a tremendous high school career. He's very honored to be here. Very good player in terms of his approach to the game, and he's a no-nonsense power player on the wing.
Pull-up 3-ball, no good by Javonte Smart. And here comes Team Future. We've got new players all over the floor. We'll get them to you as fast as we can. There's a rebound in traffic by Tayshaun Cherry out of San Diego. On the drive, the layup is good for Matt Bradley. And one thing I noticed about Bradley, he's got a college frame already.
Oh, yeah, all the players were joking. Are you going to play football next year? You know, Matt Bradley just has that physique that you look for. Reminds me of former Long Beach State standout James Cotton, who went on to play a little while in the NBA.
Yes.
With a power body, mid-90s, second-round pick in the 1997 draft.
Pull-up jumper on the way, no good by James Akinjo, and here comes Team Future. On the drive, it's Duane Washington Jr., he of California State Open champion Sierra Canyon, and we had a chance to see Duane Washington when he first got here from Michigan, and his game got better and better and better, and some of that's got to be due to the fact he played with such good teammates and competition.
That's definitely true, Paul. Duane, as we saw in the Balls Life Weekly Showcase in the fall, he hit 11 or 12 three-pointers in one of the games we had. He could have averaged 25, 23, 24 points per game, but he understood if Sierra Canyon came together that they would sacrifice individual accolades for the ultimate goal, which they achieved in the CIF Open Division State title.
1 out of 2 for Washington, and Bradley loses the handle, but it falls into Javonte Smart. Smart with some magic, but it's tipped away at the end, and an open look for 3 for Talon Horton-Tucker out of Chicago Simeon. Oh, nice pass! And the flush for Miles Norris. Miles was the runner-up in the slam dunk competition. Miles going to go to Oregon, part of that great class that Dana Altman has.
Dana Altman keeps bringing in players to try to get back to that Final Four again. He's got a great program, and Miles should fit in great there.
Pull-up 3 for Smart, rims out. A steal, but the pass is errant. Here comes Team Future. Pull-up jumper, no good. Tip by Norris, no good. That was Luther Muhammad out of Hudson Catholic in New Jersey. Horton-Tucker dishes to Bradley. And if he gets that close to the basket, even if there's somebody there, Matt Bradley going to absorb that contact. No
definitely. Matt Bradley had a 72-point game as a junior at San Bernardino High. Obviously, he played for a nationally ranked team at Wasatch, so he didn't have the numbers he did last year, but he's a terrific prospect, and Cal got a gem in him.
They did, and of course, Wyking Jones up there at Berkeley. They need some help, but he'll get it fixed. They finished last in the Pac-12 this year, but give Wyking Jones time to get his players, and Cal will be back. Oh, pull-up 3 ball is good for Luther Muhammad. He's going to Ohio State to play for the Big Ten Coach of the Year, Chris Holtman. Akinjo lost the handle. Cherry says, I'll bail you out with a 3. No. Oh, fancy handle by Brandon Williams, but James Akinjo is more than up to the task. We saw him play in Vegas, and now here we go. Akinjo against Williams.
And Akinjo's a dog. He loves defense, and Brandon Williams is no slouch either.
Unfortunately, a foul is called because that was pretty good mano-a-mano on this one. First on the defensive end, Akinjo gets the better of Williams, and then they both want a little bit of each other on the return trip. But Akinjo played for one of the really good guys in Bill Mellis for Salesian.
Definitely. We saw him, like you said, showcase himself at the Tarkanian. People got to really know him. He made it to the semifinals, barely lost to Bishop Gorman, and he was the big reason why. He takes no prisoners, and even in this type of setting, the Richmond, California native, he wants to go at it, and defense is his forte. Patrick Ewing's going to love that. He's going to think he's back playing there when he was at Georgetown.
Well, whenever you talk Georgetown basketball, it's Williams and Akinjo going after each other again, and a whistle and a foul. But when I first started watching Georgetown back in the days when the Big East was on in the middle of the afternoon out here, we'll take another look at the foul. But Georgetown just symbolized toughness.
That's right.
And with Patrick Ewing now back coaching at Georgetown, this is the kind of player, James Akinjo and Mack Mcclung, that are just tough kids. Oh, the drive and the foul. Akinjo and Williams had a little something to say to each other, but Brandon will go to the free throw line.
And Brandon Williams, if you look at him, especially in a pickup situation, we were joking at the practice, people were going, who's that? Well, that's Brandon Williams from down the road in Crespi. We had some local media and some people, onlookers looking, they go, wow, he's very good. So he's a little nonchalant in his approach, but he's an excellent scorer and player.
Oh, he's the kind of guy who explodes in transition. He's got the long arms. Finished off his high school career at Crespi with 43 against eventual state champion Chino Hills. So he saved his best when he played the best. Akinjo, one-on-one, drops it in the basket. And a little something to say coming back. It's 30-26. Team Elite with a 4-point lead. Williams. Oh, Akinjo gets the tie. Oh, held ball situation. Once again, excellent defense by Akinjo against a very dangerous customer in Williams.
And Kinjo's taking charge here. He's telling Javonte Smart, take the ball out. I'm going to go at him again. You know, he got the tie up there, and we'll see what they do in the last few seconds.
Bradley, open look for Smart. No good. Last 4 seconds. Time for Team Future if they hurry. Washington from midcourt. No. And the first quarter comes to a close. Our score at the end of one. Exciting stuff. It's Team Future, or Team Elite 30 and Team Future 26. Now, let's go over to the sidelines where Ralph Brown has a very special guest. Ralph?
I'm with Sharif O'Neal from Team Elite. You won the state championship this year for D2. Tell me how that feels to go out on top as a senior.
It feels good. That was a crossroads. First state championship in 20 years, so I know the last team I won it when Baron Davis was on the team, and he's an NBA legend. It's just good to go out my last year getting a win, and I got my little brother got to come on a journey with me, so to get him his first ring and give me my last high school ring. Hopefully some more rings come later in the process, but it's good to get a ring, and it's good to prove a lot of people wrong. I know we had two really good players leave. Ira Lee went to college, and Jacob Ray moved to Florida to go to IMG, so a lot of people doubted us, and I'm glad we got a win.
So you're headed to UCLA. You know, that's a storied franchise with UCLA with a lot of players. John Wooden, you're headed there. What's your expectations of yourself once you get to UCLA?
I just want to become a better player and become a better person. I got to work really hard to pursue my dreams, which is to go to the NBA, and I'm just going to work really hard, and I know my teammates are going to expect me to do a lot, and a lot of people are going to expect me to do a lot, but I'm going to work really hard to do it.
Well, congratulations on all your success. Congratulations at UCLA. Back to you guys.
And welcome back to Cerritos College. It's the 8th annual Ballislife All-American game presented by Eastbay. I'm Paul Westfall. Alongside me is Ronnie Flores. Pretty entertaining first 10 minutes, Ronnie. Both teams got after each other a little bit.
Definitely. The second unit came in, and James Akinjo sparked Team Elite to get back in the game a bit. Black team in the black, and we'll see if this shift can keep it up.
Moses Brown, another UCLA commit, gets the tip in. Oh, Jules Bernard could not get the fancy layup to go, and it's 4-0. Bang! Nassir Little with another slam. He was really important early, and we're even at 30.
Nassir Little got the game started. Nassir Little wanted to shout out his mom, April Little, for all her support over the years.
Nice, nice. Jordan McCabe's got the rebound. Wisconsin's Mr. Basketball. Oh, a pretty play. Between the legs and then the high lob. And it's 32-30. Team Future with the rebound, with the lead, I'm sorry. Here's, oh, nice hesitation from McClung. McCabe, bounce pass. Oh! Outstanding vision and execution. McCabe to the charging Naz Reid for the flush. 34-32 Team Future. McClung. Oh! Emmitt Williams from McClung. That brought the capacity crowd alive. Naz Reid. Fancy footwork, but he missed on the fadeaway. Not to worry, Moses Brown cleans it up. Moses out of Queens, New York. He played for Archbishop Malloy. Muscling his way to the basket is Emmitt Williams. Ronnie, he'll do a lot of that at LSU.
Definitely. Emmitt Williams is picking up the pace here. Great combination with Nassir and Emmitt inside for LSU. You know, Emmitt Williams took a little time to get warm up, and he did it in the dunk contest as well. Sometimes it takes somebody else to get him fired up.
Jules Bernard weaving his way through the defense with the reverse layup. And the former Windward High School star has a bucket.
when you seek transition with Emmitt, he's going to score in transition. He had 44 points in the Jordan game. So if we get into an up and down game and he gets some looks to get him going, he'll definitely rack up the points.
Porter's shot rims out. High lob for O'Neal. They've done that before. They began together at Windward, and then Sharif transferred to Crossroads, but Windward and O'Neal pretty familiar with each other, and here they come again.
Jules Bernard gets the rebound there. Another connection to O'Neal, but the thing about Jules Bernard, he could really rebound. He had a 29-point game rebound this year. When he really wants to, he can really crash the boards.
Nobody gets back, and Kevin Porter takes it.
Somebody for team future in the white has to have the James Akinjo effect. Really step up defensively. There's been a lot of poor transitions here for a few minutes.
Crossover and pull-up for Mack Mcclung. He did a lot of scoring in the state of Virginia. 38 points per game to be exact. Moses Brown has 3 baskets, and they've all been slam dunks. A true center blocks the shot of McClung, and it's out of bounds. But Steve Alford's got kind of one of everything this year coming to Westwood.
He's got a strong class, a class of 4, and they're all playing in this game.
Oh, too high. McCabe mad at himself. He had Nassir Little fly into the hoop off the left wing, but the pass a little too tall even for Nassir. With the 7-foot 1-inch wingspan, couldn't flag it down.
And if you look at the black team, Team Elite, they're very offensive coordinated with this group. As you can see the difference with Akinjo in there and when he's not in there. A lot of transition buckets.
Oh, McCabe saves. Eventually it finds its way to Little for the slam. 44-42 Team Elite with the basketball and a 2-point advantage. McClung, pull-up 3, got it. Oh, they're going to love him at Georgetown.
The pride
he is
of Gate
a highlight
City.
In the making.
Definitely. The pride of Gate City. Played for Team Loaded Virginia on the A circuit. Improved jumper. Averaged 38 points per game. And here we go. McCabe versus McClung.
McCabe gets a screen from Reid. Oh, McCabe on the drive. Lost the handle. Out of bounds. It'll be a timeout is what it'll be. 4:55 left to play in the second quarter. 46-42. Ronnie, we've seen what we normally see in all-star games. We've seen a lot of open court athletic ability, some fancy passing, and now they're starting to shoot a little better from distance.
Yeah, definitely. You see the replay there. You got Emmitt Williams with the monster dunk. You had Mack Mcclung hitting the 3. What we have right now is a close game. As you see there on the replay, Emmitt Williams with that fantastic dunk off the glass. But it's a close game, and we hope to keep it close to the second half.
Now during this timeout, let's go over to Ralph Brown, who's with Emmitt Williams. Ralph.
I'm here with Emmitt Williams, Team Black, and tell me about your experience so far. You're a high-energy guy. How's it been playing with these guys for this week?
Man, it's great playing with these guys, man. Like I say all the time, it's a blessing just to be here, man. Out of all the hundreds of thousands of people they chose me. So it's a great time to be out here with these guys. My favorite place, Cali. I love it out here. This is my dream place. And enjoy these guys. It's our last time ever seeing each other in the same group. So we're going to have fun and do what we do best, man. Come out here and smile and put on the show for the fans.
So you like to put on the show. So who do you mimic your game after a little bit, or who do you want to kind of finish your game up like when it's all said and done?
It's a couple guys like Maurice Stoudemire, Kevin Garnett, Draymond Green. Like, I love those guys. Like Draymond Green, people say he's one of those small guys that can do it all. He can play the 5, he can play the 4, he can play the point. Like, he can do it all. I want to do it all. Like, he brings the energy to the team. That's something I do, and people just love to play with me. I like that, boy.
Well, you had a tremendous career in high school. Well, good luck in college.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Tayshaun Cherry from San Diego on his way to ASU to play for Bob Hurley, flying down the lane for the jam. And Luther Muhammad looked Tayshaun right in the eye and nailed a three.
The pride of Newark, New Jersey. Javonte Smart with the half-court shot, mellow ball to action there.
Muhammad hits two in a row. The future Buckeye. Cherry misses. Duane Washington has it. It's 3-on-1. The ball didn't go to the intended target, but it's a miss for Team Future, and here comes Team Elite. Put back for Javonte Smart. Boy, it seems like I've said this a couple of times, Ronnie. Another one going to LSU is Javonte Smart.
Javonte's a great scorer. He can really do a lot of things, and he's a winner, Paul. 3-time state champion, and he's a competitor as well.
Staying home, he's from Scotlandville High School in Baton Rouge. Pull up three, no good, and the rebound comes to Matt Bradley.
Luther Muhammad's having real fun out here. 23 in the white, talking to Tayshaun Cherry a little bit. Here he comes again.
Here comes Muhammad. Outstanding open court player. Has it stripped by Akinjo. Smart with the finish.
Nice basic one-hand bounce pass there by Akinjo. Didn't try to get too fancy, and they got the 2 points.
52-48 Elite. Singleton kicks it out to Washington, who misses. But the ball's tipped up and in. Devon Dotson, I believe, got that tip. I was kind of screened out there. Dotson on his way to Kansas, try to continue that outstanding guard tradition at Kansas. Oh, Cherry and Muhammad having a little back and forth here.
And that's good to see. You know, you want to see them get the competitive juices out here in the last 2 minutes of the first half. We got a pretty close game.
Pull up three, no good by Singleton. David out of Bishop Montgomery. Quick hit ahead for Bradley. Bradley spinning in traffic. Nice defensive play by Singleton to knock it away. From the corner, Kobi White, his specialty. 30 points per game for Greenfield High School in North Carolina. Back the other way. It's an uncontested slam for Duane Washington. Last minute and a half of the first. Akinjo. Nice defense, kept him out of the paint.
Duane Washington kept his base there, got low, and when he made that spin, he was able to fend him off.
Oh. Bradley missed the first slam, but his teammates bailed him out, got him the ball back for an easy one. Singleton, way above the rim. David, an outstanding player for Doug Mitchell and Bishop Montgomery. 59-54, last minute of play. Smart. Lays it up and in. Javonte Smart. His cousin is Keith Smart, and Javonte wants to be a coach someday. I think that'll have to wait a while.
Definitely, yeah. He's going to be playing for a while, I think, Paul.
Shot no good by Muhammad as he finally missed one, and Cherry lost the grip on it. Stolen away by Williams, who he gets a hoop and an assist on the same play.
You don't see that too often. A bounce pass dunk in the game, but Brandon Williams with the simple bounce, got it finished. He's not really a guy who likes to showboat or individualistic, but and he's more competitive.
Ball's tipped out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Team Future, so it'll be Team Elite basketball with 16 seconds left. Under normal circumstances, I would say they might play for one, but that's not how this game is generally the strategy. But it looks like Akinjo might play for the last shot. James, pull up, got it! James Akinjo out of Salesian of Northern California knocks one down, and the first half comes to a close. Our score, Team Elite 63, Team Future 56. Highlights galore here in the first half, and a lot of guys playing way above the rim. But the shooting picked up about midway through the quarter. There's Mack Mcclung with one. Jordan McCabe dishing it to Naz Reid for the easy one. And Sharif O'Neal had a big first half as well for Team Elite. And now Ralph Brown has another special guest. Ralph is with someone that USC fans have been waiting for. Ralph.
I'm with Kevin Porter, Team White, and you've decided to go to USC. Can you tell me about what made your decision to go to that school?
The coaching staff showed me much love when I first came in, and the teammates, everything was chemistry-wise, everything fit and gelled really quickly. And it's in LA, you know, I'm from Seattle where it rains, so I wanted to get away from the rain for a little.
So what do you want to try to accomplish now that you've had a lot of accolades in high school? What would you like to accomplish once you get to college at USC?
Winning the tournament. That's the ultimate goal.
So is there any individual that you kind of mimic your game around now?
I watch a lot of James Harden. I'm a lefty. People compare me to him a lot, so I start to watch him and try to get some of his game in mine. So
tell me about the week playing against some of the top basketball players in the country. How's the week been going against the best?
It's been a great opportunity playing against people that's on your level too, and just competing, making each other better is a blessing. So,
well, congratulations on all your success and have a great job at USC.
Thank you.
And of course, Kevin Porter on his way to USC out of that nationally ranked program out of Rainier Beach in Seattle. But Ronnie, a lot of teams got multiple stars, and their programs will suddenly be a title contender immediately.
And those are all big-time schools. You got James Akinjo and Mack Mcclung, Little Thunder and Lightning there. You know, they bring different things to the table for Patrick Ewing. North Carolina, Nassir Little and Kobi White, you know, a guard and a forward. Great recruiting class there for the Tar Heels. Luther Muhammad and Duane Washington. Duane Washington's from Michigan, so he's going back to the Midwest. Obviously, we got three guys from LSU, Naz Reid, Javonte Smart, and Emmitt Williams, and they all bring something different to the table. Naz Reid brings that physicalness, and of course, UCLA got four guys in this game. Moses Brown coming from Archbishop Malloy. We got Sharif Amo, the local guy, who's more of a stretch four. He loves it on the outside, and Dave Singleton's a competitor, and Jules Bernard is a great all-around player. So, you know, we got a great tandem of players, and some schools were able to get more than one guy.
Well, and when you look at that LSU list and what Will Wade has done in what will be just his second year, an outstanding job of recruiting. LSU finished in the middle of the pack in the SEC. That is going to change next year, and one of the reasons it's going to change is with our Ralph Brown. Ralph?
I'm here with Naz Reid, Team White. So can you tell me about your high school experience and what would you like to accomplish at the college level now?
High school experience was fun. It was definitely tough, playing against the top talent, kids in your class. I'm looking to accomplish at least making it to the tournament next year with my guys at LSU. Hopefully we can win it, but I'll be happy if we make it, and from there just go to the NBA.
So where do you get your competitive juices from? I've watched you a couple times in New Jersey. With your school, you guys are very competitive, but where do you get your competitive juices from on the basketball court?
I think it's just like a New Jersey, New York thing. A lot of guys from the East Coast are very competitive. They hate to lose. Losing is like a last resort for them. They never want to lose. So I think it's something that we all got in common.
So is there anything you want to accomplish today in this All-Star game?
I definitely want to get MVP, but I know I got to go through a lot of guys that also want to get MVP as well. So it's not going to be easy at all.
Well, we know you're going to LSU, so congrats to that and good luck on your career.
Thank you.
And of course, Naz Reid, a state champion in New Jersey. Ronnie, you mentioned it. He won a couple of state titles. One thing that I think separates a lot of these guys from people that have equal ability is these players, their desire to win. And a lot of the players in today's game come away finishing off their high school careers as state champions.
Definitely. You see Sharif O'Neal won the California D2 state title. Emmitt Williams won the FHSSA Class 9A state crown. His team at Oak Ridge, coached by Steve Reese, finished number 8 in the Fab 50. Duane Washington hit big shots galore all throughout the playoffs. Hit 2 daggers in overtime against Bishop Montgomery in 2 separate games. Duane Washington in California won the Open Division, the highest level. Javonte Smart, as we said earlier in the telecast, 3 state championships. Nassir Little is a winner as well. Nassir Little won the 3A title. Orlando Christian Prep led him to consecutive state titles there, and he's on his way to North Carolina. Mack Mcclung, what can we say about him that we haven't already said? Broke records in the VHSL in Virginia, won the state Class 2A crown there, 38.4 points per game, 7 rebounds, 47 points in the state title game to break a record, 1,153 points in a season to break Allen Iverson's single season record, 2,801 points in his career. The list of things he did goes on and on, Paul. And, you know, why don't you talk a little bit about Sharif, Emmitt, and the rest of the guys who were state champs?
Well, you know, coaches always talk about changing the culture or the culture of winning. That sort of thing is a little bit nebulous, but it is certainly a factor in a team sport. And it just seems to me that when you get these kinds of guys, the idea of building a culture of winning, yeah, you're a couple of steps farther along when you get these kind of guys. And of course, at Virginia state championship won by Gate City, and Ralph Brown is with the catalyst of that state championship. Ralph, take it away.
So I'm here with Mack Mcclung, Team Black, and you're just so fascinating to watch. You joined the dunk contest and you won that. So tell me, how does it feel to win a dunk contest going against some pretty good dunkers?
You know, it was great. There's a lot of great leapers that I was going against, and you know, I'm just grateful I made my dunk. So that's good.
Yeah. So you have an entertaining basketball style. It's fun to watch. You have crossovers. You have a street game. So do you feel that you're kind of an entertainer on the basketball court? That's just your style of play.
I'd say I don't really try to worry about that. I just like playing like that. I like having fun. So that's what's fun to me, and that's what I do.
So you're headed to Georgetown. So what made your decision to go to that university?
You know, my main thing was Coach Ewing and how he wants to win. He's a competitor, and I'm a competitor. So, you know, it's a great academic spot as well. So I'm really excited to get to play for him.
Well, congratulations on making this all-star team, and good luck at Georgetown.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And perhaps you heard some of the roars from the crowd during Ronnie and my discussion of the state champions, and it's because of this. It's Bone Collector, a legend as far as a street ball player, and he was taking volunteers out of the stands to see if anybody wanted to play him one-on-one. And the only thing I can say is there a doctor in the house? Because he's breaking out some ankles out there, and Bone Collector is having some fun, and the fans are too.
Bone Collector is a street ball legend, as you said. He's a California native, went to Blair High School. He made his name out at Rucker Park after he played at Chaffey College. He's a great ball handler. That's what he's good at, professional ball handler. People think it's a little bit of gimmicky what he does, but you can't stay in front of him. Most people can't stay in front of him. You get a college level player, and they go, wow, Ronnie, this guy really can get by you. He has the moves. He's been doing this a long time. And here he goes against Mack Mcclung here. Mack gets off his interview, and now he wants a piece of the action. Bone Collector's not to get anything against him, but he's in his late 30s, and he still does this at a high level. He gets a little bit of Mack's eye, but Bone Collector made his name, like I said, out in the Rucker. Rucker, 4-time EBC MVP in the early 2000s, because he really didn't have a college career that people would know, but he's a great talent.
Bone Collector taking on Mack Mcclung, and one thing Patrick Ewing, who's probably watching, is thinking, don't hurt my guy.
Definitely. You know, Bone Collector is going up against a college-level player, so, you know, he's trying to show that he can play defense, but let's see what he does here on defense. Mack Mcclung against the Bone Collector.
And
they're
Mack
a little
having
trash
a good
talking.
time out there, yeah, indeed. Of course, Mack's dad, Marcus, played football at Virginia Tech, and and the crowd loved it. Mack says, I'm done. That's enough. I'm done. Oh, everybody liked that.
Bone Collector played at Chaffey College with Avondre Jones, Charles Williams. There's some great players who were playing for George Tarkanian, the son of Jerry Tarkanian at that time in the mid-'90s. And here's the replay on that. Mack Mcclung with the block.
a good sport and a great guy. Had a chance to meet Bone Collector before the game today. What a wonderful ambassador for basketball he has been and continues to be.
Workout time, last one. You sure you don't want to tuck that in? Oh, bling, bling. Oh, bling,
Looks
bling.
like a real challenger out there now. And let's see, this should be good.
Don't foul.
And that's actually Caleb Christopher, who played at Mayfair High School, the older brother of Josh Christopher.
Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, don't push. Hey! Game time. All right, ball collector. Ball collector, we got 3 pairs of socks.
Good time had by all here at Cerritos College. The place has been packed since probably 2 o'clock for a 4:30 start, and everybody's had a lot of fun today. First with the 3-point shooting contest won by Jordan McCabe, the West Virginia commit out of Kaukauna, Wisconsin, who lit it up with 22 points in the first round and 18 in the second round. And the slam dunk winner was Mack McClung out of Gate City, Virginia, and he did it over Miles Norris, and everybody loves slam dunk competitions, and that was a lot of fun as well. Of course, Ball is Life has been following the best players in the country all season long. We got a few highlights we'd love to show you.
For number 10, Zion proves he's not human, rises above his defenders with ease, and throws down the hammer. Number 9, Mack Mcclung completely baptizes his defender and stares him down. Don't jump with Mack, y'all. Number 8, here's an unknown hooper waiting for his opponent at the rim. The crowd wasn't too sure what they just saw. At 7, Zion Williamson whips out the drop step and throws it down hard on his defender. Number 6, here's Nico Mannion completely posterizing his opponent. At 5, Mack McClung double pumps that two-handed reverse. For number 4, DJ Houston cleans the floor with his defender. Someone bring the mop. Jalen LeCay literally jumps over a man. Here's Mack Mcclung pulling off an Eastbay mid-game.
Oh, Doug. Oh, no, Doug. Oh, in a game, Doug. That's a dunk contest, Doug. People don't do that in a game.
Coming in at number 1, here's Zion Williamson pulling off the cleanest windmill you'll ever see. Thanks for tuning in to the Ball is Life Top Play.
Top 10 highlights and many more, but we saw some of the stars of the future indeed. We're at halftime. We're in the 8th annual Ball is Life All-American game. It's Team Elite with a 63-56 lead over Team Future. Ronnie Flores, one of the things I know basketball fans around the country really enjoy watching the evolution of throughout the season is your Fab 50. Well, season's over. You've compiled all of the various notes you needed to. Let's take a look at our final Fab 50.
Yes, definitely the Montverde Academy team out of Florida. Kevin Boyle's team started preseason number 1 in a close call over Memphis East, and they actually ran the show. Their first undefeated season, wire to wire. Their 4th national championship. The other 3 they had losses and came back to regain the number 1 ranking. But this year, led by RJ Barrett, Mr. Basketball USA, he's going to Duke. with Zion Williamson, excuse me. He's going to Duke with Zion Williamson and Cam Reddish. Great recruiting class for Coach Mike Krzyzewski. Led him to an undefeated season. Beat University School in the final. University School only lost twice. Oak Hill Academy had a great year. Went to the Dix Nationals. Once again, went to the semifinals. Penny Hardaway's team at Memphis East, and obviously Penny has now took the head job at the University of Memphis. The alumni there are really excited and happy about that. DeMatha Catholic, the all-time great program, great schedule. Coach Mike Jones, who also works with USA Basketball, did a great job. They come in at number 5 after they started a little lower in the preseason. Finley Prep, perennial Fab 50 team. Paul VI in DeMatha's league. They're in the WCAC. Great competition. Emmitt Williams' team at Oak Ridge, as we mentioned earlier, coached by Steve Reese. 31-4. They lost to DeMatha. They had a great season, won a state title. Then you got 2 undefeated teams in the state of Georgia. Upson Lee, nation's longest winning streak. It's over 60 games. They were undefeated last year. And then Warren Central, who had a miraculous run in the Indiana Class 4A state playoffs. They made it to the final undefeated, jumped into the top 10. And it was a great, great performance by Warren Central, undefeated as well, Paul.
Well, the thing I love about this sport over football, which I love as well, it's so difficult with national rankings when it's prep football because due to the geography and you can only play 1 game a week.
Sure.
It's hard to judge. But in prep basketball, they all play each other, or at least a lot of them do, and that helps clear the water a little bit.
Yes, in the last 10 to 15 years, you see proliferation of events, and the players get the chance to compete against each other in the high school season, not just the off season.
With our score 63-56 Team Elite, let's take a look at some of the halftime highlights, and there were a lot of them. Emmitt Williams there on the slam, back the other way quickly to Nassir Little. Both of those players were assertive very early. And Sharif O'Neal off a nice pass from his good buddy Jules Bernard. It was a slam dunk fest for the Lions portion of the first half. But we saw some pretty good outside shooting as well as James Akinjo knocks one down toward the end of the half. And the reverse jam from our slam dunk winner, Mack Mcclung. A little windmill action from Emmitt Williams on his way to LSU to join his buddy Naz Reid.
Dunks galore, Paul, all over the place. But as you see, James Akinjo hit that shot at the end of the half. His presence and his defensive intensity changed the complexion of this game when he made that line shift and got in the game.
And Emmitt Williams caps off the highlights with another emphatic dunk. 63-56 Team Elite. But we've got to touch on a really a heartfelt story. A young man that played in this game in 2016, Andrew Jones, who went to the University of Texas and was diagnosed with leukemia in January of this year. Update on Andrew's condition. He was released from the hospital in late February after spending more than a month in the hospital, and he is getting better. You can follow him on Twitter. He gives updates to his condition all the time, and I saw some video where he played in a rec league. Now that's not Big 12 basketball, but he's on his way back and he wants to get back on the court. And Coach Shaka Smart said in a recent interview that if Andrew sets his mind to it and wants to get back on the court, he believes he's going to make it. Well, Andrew, we are all rooting for you. We all are behind you, and we want you to continue to get better because basketball is better when you are out there. And young man, you just keep fighting the good fight. Ball is life, and the national basketball community are behind you. Let's take a look at some halftime numbers in a game where everybody has a chance to score a bunch. Ronnie, what do we got?
Emmitt Williams, 10 points, as we said at the top of the show. He's going to bring energy. He's going to bring high fly action. Naz Reid, a couple outside shots, got on a couple breaks, so he did a good job there. Mack Mcclung also has 9 points. Matt Bradley had a couple plays in transition where he got on the board. James Akinjo, we saw what he did. And James Akinjo had a terrific first half, even though it's not all stats. We got Luther Muhammad, who got it in it there with Tayshaun Cherry. It was a great one-on-one battle. Brandon Williams had that battle with James Akinjo. And Brandon Williams obviously is going to the University of Arizona, so he wants to show good here in the second half, Paul.
Well, I don't have the percentage of slam dunks in the first half, but it was sizable, and we are just about ready to start the third quarter of play with Team Elite leading Team Future 63-56. More action coming up in just a couple of moments as the teams are finishing their warm-ups, and more high-flying athleticism to follow. Haven't had a chance to give you our officials, and our officials, Zipporah Chase, Joe Rogers, and George Talavera Jr. We'll highlight them a couple of times. We thank them very much for their time. Kind of a tough game to officiate, Ronnie, in general.
Definitely, you want to get up and down the court. Obviously, you don't want to have a lot of whistles. But when you get a matchup where the player's going to go one-on-one, they have to decide, is that a foul, is that a jump ball? You know, you obviously want to keep it fair, and you want to keep the action going.
Well, I thought the game had great flow in the first half, and we look for more action coming up here very shortly. Team Future in the white and red uniforms, while Team Elite is in the black uniforms. I'm Paul Westphal. Alongside me is Ball is Life Grassroots National Editor Ronnie Flores, and we've got Ralph Brown on the sidelines doing some in-depth interviews with many of our stars today. And once again, let's take a look at our officials, as that's Zipporah Chase handing the ball to Emmitt Williams. Joe Rogers and George Talavera Jr. have given us their time and efforts, and we are grateful this afternoon. Oh, nice play out of the halftime intermission. Williams to Caden Archie, back to Williams for the flush. Caden Archie on his way to play for Jamie Dixon at TCU, who did miracles there at TCU. Naz Reid showing off that skill set. And TCU, Ronnie, Jamie Dixon, I mean, the first tournament bid in over 20 years down there.
It's interesting, the TCU program, because Caden Archie led his school to the first state championship appearance, and TCU is also turning it around. So that's maybe a connection there with Caden Archie going there. And on this line shift, we see Naz Reid's going to handle the ball a little bit for the white team. That's his dream. You know, it's a big lineup in this line shift for the white team, Team Future.
Pull-up jumper by Nassir Little, and the Future Tar Heel knocks one down. You know, watching Naz Reid out on top like that with that frame reminds me of somebody that Los Angeles high school basketball fans will remember. John Williams out of Crenshaw had that same big body, a remarkably, I think one of the 5 best players I ever saw in Los Angeles high school history.
Correct. You know, John Williams is so fluid. He was a LeBron James type player before LeBron James. Now, young people might say, well, wow, that's a big comparison, but he had that type of ability. Naz Reid is eventually going to make his money and make his mark on the block. It's just a matter of him, you know, putting in the work and putting it in the because he can dominate. We saw Roselle Catholic on the Balls Life Weekly Showcase, and he dominated inside against Patrick School.
And, of course, in today's NBA with kind of interchangeable positions, it doesn't hurt for the bigs to have a little skill out on the perimeter as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Naz Reid looks out to Magic Johnson, and all these big guys like to take it outside a little bit. And I think that's what UCLA with Moses Brown, he's more of a traditional post, where Sharif Anil is going to be kind of like a stretch 4.
Here's a steal. And hanging back and slamming it is Eman Williams. And it's 74-63. Team Elite's come out with a little more aggression here in the first couple minutes of the third quarter. Kevin Porter going to be an elite scorer, isn't he, Ronnie?
Definitely. Kevin Porter made his mark. Metro League MVP up there in Seattle. And there he hits the three-pointer straight away. Talking to Emmitt Williams. Emmitt Williams wants that one back.
Perfect for Andy Enfield's system. And they lose quite a few, so a lot of minutes and shots out there for the Trojans. Emmitt Williams saying, I can knock down threes as well.
He's talking to the white bench a little bit, Emmitt Williams. Got a competitive fire. And there's Kevin Porter answering him.
Well, you better get out there on Kevin Porter Jr., because if you allow him just to stand there and shoot it, he's going to kill you. Out of that Rainier Beach program that has produced guys like Nate Robinson and DeJounte Murray and Doug Christie.
And Kevin Porter's a little bit of his protege, a little bit of a guy he's worked with and talked to and get mentors by is Jamal Crawford. He really wanted to shout out Jamal Crawford. He's done so much for that Rainier Beach program. Mike Bethia, coach there, Fab 50 perennial team. They do a great job.
And if he ends up with half as successful a career as Jamal Crawford, he will have done just fine.
I second that, Paul, definitely.
Oh, Williams had to make something up as he flew through the hoop.
There's Brandon McCoy on the bench.
O'Neal needs some help. Nice drop off for Williams. Look out below. Tomahawk dunk for Emmitt Williams. 79-69. They've taken that 7-point advantage and extended it to 10.
Emmitt Williams has 19 points. Again, he had 44 at the Jordan brand. Maybe he'll get close to that mark again. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, Naz Reid, you can't be that big, can you? 6'11" and got to be 250 if he weighs a pound. Spinning and with a marvelously finessed layup for the score. Porter tried to throw it to himself, but Naz Reid said not to worry. I'll clean it up.
LSU recruit Naz Reid has 15 points now, Paul.
Oh, nobody got in the way of Simeon's finest. Taylor Horton Tucker on his way to Iowa State. That's a great get for Steve Brown.
Great pick up there as Nassir Little keeps racking up the points.
Because if you play in the Chicago Public League like Taylor Horton Tucker, you're ready for physical play. Oh, Williams missed the follow slam. And it's tipped out of bounds, but last touched by Moses Brown, so it will be Team Elite basketball as
Taylor Horton Tucker helped Simeon win 3 public league titles there, Paul. Like you said, he's a winner, brings a lot to the table.
The lob, is for Caden Archie, but he came up just a little shy. Loose ball picked up, not yet. Jules Bernard has the garbage, and Emmitt Williams, and the rim spits it out. One more try.
Give me 2 times, bro.
And we're going to get a timeout on the court. 4:58 left to play in the third quarter. Our score, Team Elite 83 and Team Future 75. Ronnie, of course, we're seeing some of the stars of tomorrow, guys that are going to impact the college game immediately, and probably many of them going to impact the NBA game. But this All-American game has had an amazing list. These players have gone on to much bigger and better things.
Definitely. When you look, the first thing that stands out is 2015 Donovan Mitchell. Sensational season he's having for the Utah Jazz. People are pushing him for Rookie of the Year. It's a great race between him and Ben Simmons, and he's having some terrific playoff games. He didn't really come in as the headliner in the 2015 game, Paul. So, Thon Maker, you had Tyler Dorsey, Scalabassier. Obviously, it was the big man matchup, but if you look at Donovan Mitchell now, it's like, wow, he's really stepping up. Just last year, Trae Young, Mo Bamba, Colin Sexton, Trayvon Duval, Jaren Jackson, Brandon McCoy, he's here. Those guys are headed to the NBA really fast.
Yes, you look at that 2017 list, and I think all 6 of those guys are going to definitely be first rounders, and many of them going to be lottery picks.
Definitely.
Back to action. Pull up by Akinjo is good from about 18 feet. And Patrick Ewing and the Georgetown faithful are going to love James Akinjo.
James Akinjo was in the running for Mr. Basketball. Salesian had a little loss early than expected in the NorCal playoffs that might have tilted the favors in the favor of Onyeka Okongwu, the junior out of Chino Hills, who we hope to see in next year's game.
Jordan McCabe continuing his hot shooting from the three-point contest. Buries one from about 25 feet. Akinjo tried to slice through the defense. Instead, the mid-range pull-up is no good. And the rebound comes off to Devon Dotson, but he threw it to Akinjo, who's got McClung. And McClung saves it. There's still time for a highlight dunk. Yeah! The crowd with a collective O as the pass eluded McClung. They were looking for something flashy, but Mack
11
still
points
able
for
to finish.
McClung.
Duane Washington with a little something for Javonte Smart. And Javonte, I think you can say he wants a little something of Duane Washington. So here we go. It's a clear out. Oh, if this goes, money for Javonte Smart. And now he says to Duane Washington, come on. Washington looks good, is good. The Buckeye from Sierra Canyon High School, California Open champ says, yeah, what do you got for me, Javonte? Reset. Oh, between the legs. And the foul. Good-natured competition there. Both guys smiling. That was good stuff.
Definitely. That's what you want to see in terms of, you don't want to see too much individual play, but when you do, you want it to be intense. And that's why they're having fun, but they're still being intense.
Javonte Smart at the free throw line. You know, Kentucky's always going to be the favorite in the SEC, at least as far as I can see into the future. Sure. But LSU made big strides in Will Wade's first year, and they're, you know, don't look, as Satchel Paige used to say, don't look behind you. Somebody might be coming. I think LSU is coming.
Definitely. You see Javonte Smart there with the step back. Duane Washington answers. And back to live action. Davis Eagleton just hit a shot in the key.
Oh, unforced turnover to give it back to Team Future. They're down 8, 2:12 to go in the third quarter. Washington. Oh! Denied at the rim by Matt Bradley.
Matt Bradley takes no prisoners, and you see Nassir Little gives him a high five from the other team, on the white team, even though he's on the black team. Strong body. It's hard to go over the top of Matt Bradley.
Akinjo, no, and the rebound's grabbed by Dotson. Dotson on his way to Kansas, but first he's on his way to the basket. No. Bradley. 4-on-1 comes up empty, and now it's 4-on-1 the other way, 4-on-0. Oh, missed the reverse slam, but Washington is there to clean up the miss from Brandon Williams. Matt Bradley, look out here.
Nobody wants to get in Matt Bradley's way, Paul.
But he is going to be, I think, an instant contributor.
And what Matt Bradley's trying to do right now is become a recruiter, try to get Jordan Brown, who unfortunately couldn't make it to this game because of his hand injury, there to Cal with him.
Akinjo to Smart. Last minute of play in the third quarter. 98-92. Kobi White. High lob for McClung. Oh, that's a natural. Mack Mcclung, the high flyer going to Georgetown. Washington beat everybody down the floor. Last half minute here of the third. Kobi White. Oh, great look to Bradley, but it's cleaned up by Smart. Javonte Smart's had a big third quarter. Jordan McCabe with the basketball. Stolen by Akinjo. Nobody there. He lobs for Smart.
You just can't relax at half court, Paul. Akinjo will steal you blind. You gotta be intense, and you gotta keep with the flow of the game. Keep looking up ahead and look for an opening, because if you don't, he's going to take that ball.
James Akinjo plays that tough, confident, plays with a chip on his shoulder kind of attitude, and he's had a number of steals today. And after 3, our score, it's the Elite 104 and the Future 94. Well, we have seen players that certainly have NBA caliber ability down the road, but one guy that I think is going to make an immediate impact with the Tar Heels of North Carolina is with Ralph Brown. Ralph?
They're holding. I'm here with Nassir Little, team wide, and you're going to UNC. Can you tell me why you decided to go to that school?
Just the history they have. They've had great players. They have a Hall of Fame coach, and I think my talents there can, really show.
You were the MVP of the McDonald's All-Star game. We're starting the fourth quarter. Are you going to try to get that MVP today?
I'm just going to have fun, man. We'll see what happens.
All right, congrats on your career in high school, and good luck at UNC.
Thank you.
Fourth quarter action about to begin. I'm Paul Westfall. Alongside me is Ronnie Flores. Ralph Brown been giving us some outstanding interviews on the sideline. Delighted you could join us on whatever platform you've been watching this streamed live. This has been very entertaining, oftentimes exciting on a one-on-one matchup. And here to begin the fourth, it's a follow slam for Moses Brown. Ronnie, you mentioned it, the young man out of Queens, New York. He's a true center, and they're becoming an endangered species.
Definitely, Moses Brown. He reads the action. He knows that guys are not crashing the offensive boards in terms of the going the other way, so he's going to stick around the basket and kind of get an easy one. He's a smart player. He's very cerebral. Moses Brown knows his limitations, Paul, and knows what he's good at.
Reid lost the handle. Tried to block the drive by Caden Archie, but was unsuccessful, and Team Elite gets the first 4 of the quarter, and a reverse slam uncontested for Nassir Little. Roy Williams didn't get many, but he got quality, not quantity, this year in the recruiting aspect, and North Carolina never needs too much.
Oh, Nassir Little, MVP of the McDonald's game with 28 points. See Moses Brown gets another one hanging around the basket. Back to Nassir Little, he's also MVP of the Jordan brand with 24 points. And he's in the running here.
Sharif O'Neal with the bucket. Naz Reid, nobody there. Drops it off to his buddy Nassir Little for an easy one. O'Neal, reverse, no. Williams, follow, no. Oh, a little scoop pass goes out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Team Future. So it'll be Team Elite basketball. But O'Neal with the little mid-range. And he has gotten so much better. Of course, he's had the spotlight on him just due to the fact of his last name and that his dad is one of the all-time great players in NBA history. But the improvement from Sharif O'Neal from freshman to senior is remarkable. And if he continues to improve like that, the sky's the limit for Sharif. Moses Brown says, I'll take care of that. And I think he'll do that quite a bit at Westwood.
Moses Brown has 14 points on the game again. He's hanging around the basket. He knows he was short. He got in position, got the easy putback. And now he wants to compete a little bit. He blocks, gets a piece of that Emmitt Williams jumper, and he's running back the other way.
Got a little piece of that from Emmitt Williams.
Blocks him out there.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Is the rim all right? Talon Horton-Tucker all the way through. Gets a 2-shot foul, one of the rare 2-shot opportunities we've had in the game because of the fine officiating. But the star from Simeon High School in Chicago. They were the best team in Chicago all year long and then suffered a heartbreaking defeat in the playoffs to Whitney Young. But otherwise, another successful season for one of Chicago's powerhouse squads. And I think Iowa State, they got a recruiting class mostly out of Chicago as Reid with the finish. But Iowa State got Tyrese Halliburton out of Oshkosh North, which battled Jordan McCabe's Kaukauna team for supremacy in the state of Wisconsin. Sharif O'Neal! 114-110. Oh, just a little bit too tall for Nassir Little, and out of bounds. It'll go to Team Elite. Inside of 7 to play. Good catch. But challenged. Moses Brown's challenging some shots now. Takes it all away. Moses Brown going coast to coast. Emmitt Williams answers. Get out of my way.
And as I said earlier, Emmitt Williams takes a little time to warm up. His dunks in this game are better than his ones in the contest because he's a little more warm. He's a little more into it. Emmitt Williams can really bring it when he's motivated, Paul.
Sharif O'Neal tried to inbound quickly, but never gave it back to the referee. So we'll redo that. And of course, Dinos Dragonis, I mean, he is synonymous with the development of young players in this country. And what he has done to improve the lives of so many young people is immeasurable. And
well, what he does, Paul, is gives them the platform to showcase themselves. So he's done a good job with that over the last 25 years.
No doubt. It's been a long stretch, a long successful stretch for Dinos Dragonis and his Pangos events. 116-114, Ronnie, we're inside of 6 minutes to play. It might have been all fun and games, but now I think all of these guys that hate to lose, everybody going to try to win now. Oh, ho, ho. Caden Archie with a step up three ball from 5 feet behind the line, and it's 119-114 Team Elite. Miles Norris, just like he did in the slam dunk contest, shows us a little French pastry, as Al McGuire used to say. And of course, on the opposite side, Eto Buda-Emma. Ronnie, you know him well. What he's done with Compton Magic and what they do for the community of Compton is absolutely heartwarming. Not just basketball, as Horton Tucker slams one in, but Compton Magic really gets involved with the community.
Their 17U and their 16U team this year on the grassroots circuit in spring so far undefeated. He does a great job. He has great players coming through his program. Almost nearly 30 NBA players he's had through his program over the years. He started as an assistant coach at Compton College with Rod Palmer.
Timeout inside of 5 minutes to go in the ball game. And Ralph Brown is with the pride of the Fox River Valley, Wisconsin's Mr. Basketball. Ralph?
I'm with Jordan McCabe, and I want to talk to you about that three-point contest. When you caught fire there, I think you only missed a few, so tell me how it felt just knocking down all those shots.
It felt great. I think I missed like 3. I got to work on that then. Should have hit them all.
Yeah, so what's it like playing with the best in the country on this court right now? It's getting a little bit competitive.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
No, it's really cool. You know, I talked about that a little bit, you know, with the practices and stuff like that. Ballislife is a little bit different than other All-American games. It's a lot of guys, you know, with a lot to prove. And I think everybody
back
has
to
a lot
action.
to prove, and we really embody that. So, you know, we're like dogs. We come at each other. But at the end of the day, it's all love. So it's a cool atmosphere for sure.
So you're headed to West Virginia. What would you like to accomplish on the next level?
I want to make it to a Final Four. I want to win a national championship. Coach Hugs is a Hall of Fame coach. I played for a great coach in high school. 2 of my goals to win, you know, state championship for him. We did that. So it's going to be the same thing in college. The ultimate goal for us is a national tournament ring, and that's what we're going to kind of work for throughout the summer.
Well, congrats on all your success in high school and good luck in college. Back to you guys.
Back to action. Thanks very much, Ralph. Mack Mcclung hit a long 3 to give Team Elite a 6-point advantage as we get inside of 4 minutes to play in the game. McClung, can he get there? No. Don't get hurt over there, Mack. I don't want to answer to Patrick Ewing on that one. 124-118, Team Future needs a bucket, and they get it. It's a 3-pointer for Devon Dotson. Dotson going to continue that terrific long string of outstanding guards at Kansas, where he will join Quentin Grimes and David McCormick out of Oak Hill for Bill Self's recruiting class. Jules Bernard cleans up the miss. 126-121. Dotson on the fly. Yeah, why not? Pull up again. Heat check for Devon. Missed it. And we've got substitutions coming in for the last 3:15 to go in the contest. These coaches have done a nice job of getting everybody meaningful playing time. And so for the last 3:15, Team Elite's going to try to hang on to this 5-point advantage. Catch and shoot for McCabe. Oh, a foul. I think they got Akinjo for reaching, and so Jordan McCabe's going to shoot some free throws. McCabe and his Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts were the only team to defeat Oshkosh North this year. Oshkosh North was the Division I champion in the state of Wisconsin. Kaukauna was the Division II champion. Jordan joins Sam Decker, Kevon Looney, among others, as Wisconsin's Mr. Basketball. I think West Virginia is going to be amazed at the flashy play. That kind of contradicts the way Bob Huggins likes to coach. So we'll see how much leeway Mr. McCabe gets, but he plays with a flair, does he not, Ronnie?
Definitely. He's a great shooter, and what he's going to have to bring for Bob Huggins is show he can compete on the defensive end to get the minutes he wants, because we know he can do it at the offensive end.
126-123, and it's off the hands of Team Elite, out of bounds to Team Future. And nice defensive play that time, I think.
He's hoping to get a good possession here.
Yeah.
They could potentially tie it or go down by 1.
All the way to the basket. Devon Dotson jams it in. Pull-up 3 ball on the way. Good. James Akinjo, he's a winner.
Can't say anything else about him, Paul, other than that he's a winner. He competes and he wants it. No matter if it's pickup, all-star game, or playing for Salesian, or playing for the Oakland Soldiers, who he led to the EYBL title.
Luther Muhammad had tough luck on the 3 ball. Bernard. Ball finds its way to Emmitt Williams, but it's tipped out of bounds. Last touched by. I thought that was off Team Elite, but they're going to say it's off Team Future. Naz Reid's going to come in, and Dotson's going to go out.
Last few minutes of a close game. Both teams are going to go for the win here, Paul.
We've got a timeout, and that gives us a chance to talk about another venture that Ballislife has going, and that's coming up very soon. Ronnie, tell us about the junior camp.
Yes, we have the Ballislife Junior All-American Camp, July 6th through 8th here in Southern California at Orange Lutheran. The skills and development camp for young players who hope to aspire to be high-level players and just to learn the game. They got to learn the fundamentals, 5th to 9th grade. And it was a good start last year with the event, and we hope to grow it and make it better each and every year. And it's all about skills development for these kids. Obviously, everybody can't be at an All-American level, but it's to try to get the kids to play the game the right way, Paul, which we want to see across the country.
And young people develop as we have a look at Trae Young. Young man's going to be a rich man here in a short period of time, and deservedly so. But players develop at such different ages in their lives that to play against good competition in grades 5 through 9 and learn how to play the right way is so very important. And that's what the Junior All-American Camp's going to do.
Moses Brown got the block there, but he just fumbled it just enough to lose it.
Oh, Javonte Smart. Emmitt Williams is there, as he has been all day long, for the follow slam. Emmitt Williams has had another big All-American game. He's been great here in the postseason. Naz Reid looks good. Oh, off the back rim.
27 points for Emmitt Williams. So again, he may get that MVP. We'll see how the last minute and a half goes.
McCabe behind the back finds Moses Brown. Moses has really soft hands. Sometimes big guys have trouble catching the ball. Not this guy. Moses Brown, he's a finisher.
Moses Brown is really competing here. As you see the white team, A-Tope's going with the large lineup here.
Akinjo tried to kick it to Smart, but I think Moses Brown's defense was as much a contributor to that as anything else. Moses wants to win this thing.
Yeah, it's a bigger unit on the white going up against a smaller unit. You got Matt Bradley guarding Naz Reid, so we'll see how the matchups go here.
Just over a minute left to play. McCabe, pull up, got it! Jordan McCabe makes it a 1-point game. 130-129, inside a minute to go. Akinjo, stolen by McCabe. 3-on-1 the other way. 3 ball, no. Rebound grabbed by Jules Bernard. That would have brought the house down.
Big rebound by Jules Bernard.
Bernard. Matt Bradley off the rim, no good. Rebound is kicked in the corner. Akinjo! Yeah, we're good. Bradley, the rim won't have it. And Moses Brown is just bigger than everybody else. And he holds the ball above his head and draws the foul.
Akinjo had the jumper. Then Matt Bradley with the left-hand shot side just didn't get in, and that's where that size came into play. Moses Brown again in the right spot to give his team a chance to tie the game or take the lead. We got 1-1 here.
Moses Brown out of Queens, New York. Of course, UCLA had a disappointing season in so many ways this year, starting off in China and then ending up with the season losing in the play-in game to St. Bonaventure. I know that UCLA fans were expecting a lot more. Well, they're going to get a lot more with the recruiting class that Steve Alford has brought in. Moses Brown, Sharif O'Neal, Jules Bernard, Tiger Campbell, Kenny Nwuba.
We got a little bit of strategy here. Matt Bradley goes up, bringing Mack Mcclung, maybe a little bit more offense there.
131-130. Team Future hasn't led in a long time. We're down to 28 seconds. Everybody's going to stand up now. Mack Mcclung on the drive. An imaginative shot, and he draws a two-shot foul. Ronnie, as we watch, McClung would not be denied on his way to the basket, eventually found some way to get it up toward the rim. But MVP going to be a challenging choice here.
You got Emmitt Williams, you got Moses Brown on the other end. For the white team, he's had a great second half. Made a couple key blocks, a couple key offensive rebounds. We'll see what Mack does on these two free throws and how the last 18.9 plays out.
McClung, who was an internet sensation with his ability to dunk the basketball, has a lot more to his game than that. We got a substitution into the game. I believe Nassir Little came in for Team Future.
So again, if it comes down to a jumper or ball handling, McCabe went out. Now you're a little bit bigger. We'll see what happens here. The white team wants to get an offensive rebound at the other end if the shot is off.
McClung makes one of two, and a little bit of coaching going on between those two good friends. Ato Uda Emma and Dino Stragonis, good friends for a long time. And of course, with MVP decision-making being quite a challenge this year, let's take a look at some of the MVPs that we've had in the years past.
Paul, in 2013, Jordan Brown had 16 rebounds, 3 blocks, foreshadowed what he did at Oregon, helping him get to the Final Four in the Golden State Warriors. Stanley Johnson, all-time record, 39 points in this game, State Player of the Year, 4 state titles. What can you say about him? Again, we have Thon Maker and Skal Lavassier, but now as you look at it, you never know what's going to happen. Donovan Mitchell's a prominent player in that game. Obviously, had the 2-16 game with Lonzo Ball. Mustafa Heron had over 30 points. And just last year, Colin Sexton and Brandon McCoy. Big impact in college ball this year. Let's get back to the game. We got a tie game here.
And in 2011, Amir Garrett decided I'm better off as a pitcher. He's pitching for Cincinnati. Inbound, little pressure in the backcourt.
Luther Muhammad with the ball handling.
He says, I'll take care of this. Gets it into Naz Reid. We're down to 8. Reid. And we get a held ball situation. Team Elite double-teamed Reid in the post. And even with all that footwork, he couldn't get himself free. We'll take another look at it.
Caden Archie's got his hand on the ball there low, but he's trying to keep Reid out of there. As good as defense as he can play, but that's a tough call either way, whether it's a foul or jump ball, because Naz is so big and strong. Caden Archie's trying his hardest to keep him out of the key.
3 seconds left after the great defensive play by Caden Archie out of Midlothian, Texas. They're going to have to hurry. Mack Mcclung from three-quarter court. Luther Muhammad says, not on my watch. We're going to have some overtime, and I don't think anybody's disappointed at that. At the end of regulation play, our score, it's Team Elite 131, Team Future 131. Ronnie, in an All-American game, what are the rules for overtime?
4-minute overtime. None of the timeouts carry over. Each team will get 1 additional timeout. We got 4 minutes on the game clock to see who can win this game.
You saw the will to win come out in those last 6 minutes as both teams, after a lot of letting the other guy go unmolested to the basket, that sort of thing, not getting back on defense. In the last 6 minutes, that all changed.
Yeah, and you see there Naz Reid telling the officials, man, he's really holding me, but that's what happened. You can see the white team, Team Future, they knew they had an advantage there. Caden Archie did what he could, and Luther Muhammad got the block. Not to get Mack get a little uncontested shot there from about 47 feet. As you saw the competitive juices pick up a little bit. And I said what I said at the top of the show, some of these guys are not the highly ranked guys, and they wanted to show their wares here today and their competitive nature, and that's what we wanted to see.
After a further review, they have decided that there are 0.8 of a second left after the block went out of bounds, so we're not to overtime yet. I'm not sure all of the players were aware of that. And now we finally have the right 5 guys out for Team Future? No, we do not.
This reminds me of the Garfield Hurt play with Phoenix and Boston in the 76 finals. A little bit of pandemonium, and they took it to the overtime.
I don't think Team Future has 5 guys out there. Now they do as Miles Norris comes back. Because Naz Reid was pointing to Mack McClung, who was unguarded. They'll have to hurry with .8, go for the lob, and it's unsuccessful. And now we indeed have overtime. Reset the clock to 4 minutes. We're going to play bonus basketball here at Cerritos College in Southern California. We're tied at 131 after regulation play. And I think this capacity crowd is just fine with that. And of course, we've had some magnificent individual performances highlighted there with the most points in the history of the game by an MVP. One Stanley Johnson from Mater Dei, he of the 4 state championships as a Monarch, and now the successful Detroit Piston. Most assists, the man we talked about, Andrew Jones. Andrew, we wish you the best in your battle with a really difficult weapon with leukemia. And we hope and pray that you'll be back on the court real soon. All right, we're going to jump it up again. Moses Brown and Emmitt Williams, and Moses a little premature there. Moses says don't pump fake with the toss. All right, here we go. Emmitt Williams steals the jump, but it goes instead to Kevin Porter Jr. 4 minutes of bonus basketball here in the 8th annual Ballislife All-American game. And the pure shooter, Kevin Porter, knocks one down.
Kevin Porter reminds me a little bit of Michael Redd, the former Milwaukee Bucks.
Nice. Yeah, Ohio State, right?
Yes. Obviously a little more bouncy, but that type of game.
Mack Mcclung. Eman Williams way above the traffic to slam it home. Double team on McCabe. Oh, Houdini's his way out of it. Oh, but Moses Brown wasn't expecting the pass and it went out of bounds.
It's the golden rule of basketball, Paul. Don't pass the 7-footer near his ankles or his lower knee.
I think Jordan McCabe hypnotized everybody on that one. Tied up at 133. Akinjo lost the handle, needs some help. McClung, open 3, got it. Three-point lead for Team Elite. Porter feeling it. I think he'll shoot it again. Oh, wonderful reverse layup after lulling everybody to sleep with a little hesitation bounce.
If Team Elite keeps hitting their shots, you know, on the other end, they're going to just have to play D against the bigger unit. So kind of a chess match here.
Nice pass inside to Sharif for the reverse dunk. Oh! Naz Reid, stop it! For a guy that big, that's a remarkable degree of athletic ability. Brown with the block. Naz Reid, watch out! A thunderous jam from Reid. 139-138 team future. Akinjo above the defense, and who else but Emmitt Williams is there for the tip in. All day.
And you can see what he could have done for Oak Ridge High School. How can't stop him, keep him out of the offensive boards. Imagine how good he was, and there he is with the block, and now he's running to the other end, and Akinjo's looking for him.
Jules Bernard missed it, and a foul is going to send Jules to the free throw line. I think Jules Bernard, Ronnie, has the perfect build for today's wing player.
Definitely.
He's got the long arms, really good in the open court, got that high motor.
Knows how to change direction well. Use those strides. Just got to keep developing that ball handling, keep developing that explosiveness and that attack, and not. College defenders are eventually going to sit on his left hand, so he just has to keep working on his offhand.
Minute and a half left to play in a very entertaining 8th annual Ballislife All-American game presented by Eastbay.
Emmitt Williams, team elite in the black, 31 points, 10 rebounds.
Second free throw on the way for Bernard is good. 141-139 team elite. Bernard out. And Caden Archie back in. Archie, Javonte Smart, Emmitt Williams, McClung, and Akinjo for team elite. For team future, Kevin Porter Jr. with the basketball. Step back, missed it. Moses Brown sticks it in the basket. You can't teach length, and he's got some. Akinjo, reverse layup misses, and here comes team future on the run out with Porter.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Akinjo. Team future up 2. Open 3 for Smart. No good. Tip, no. Foul coming. No. What's the call? Oh, it hit the apparatus. So out of bounds to team future. Up 2 with the basketball. Okay. Moses Brown been the catalyst for this team future comeback.
22 and 10. He's made some great defensive plays. And like we said in around the third quarter, he's been in the right spots in the second half, Paul.
McClung with a steal. He's got Smart ahead of the pack to score.
And Smart makes a smart play. Just make the basket, nothing too flashy there.
Muhammad on the drive, gets tied up by McClung. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Mack helps Luther up with a nice display of sportsmanship. And Luther Muhammad out of Hudson Catholic in New Jersey, on his way to be an Ohio State Buckeye, will go to the line.
Looked like Mack Mcclung got him there with the little elbow, a little physical. I think that was a good call.
Looks to me like Luther Muhammad's got that Big Ten frame as well already. Very physical league. You better come ready for contact and to play through it.
Definitely. Part of that great Hudson Catholic team. Had basically 3 All-Americans. Lewis King, who got injured at the end of the season, and Javon Quinterly, who's hurt now.
1 of 2 for Muhammad. It's going to go out of bounds to Team Future, much to the dismay of a trio of Team Elite players. So Brandon Williams, who's had an amazing day here, deciding to go to Arizona between our 3-point competition and our slam dunk competition, which you saw here. got a foul against Akinjo. I did not see who the foul was on, but going to the free throw line will be Luther Muhammad, who made 1 of 2 his last trip. And even if he makes them both, with 10 seconds to go, still anybody's game. Free throw is good. Ohio State, of course, lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament to Gonzaga. But I think before the season started, I don't think very many people thought Ohio State was going to make the tournament. And Big Ten Coach of the Year Chris Holtmann did a wonderful job of getting those guys to championship caliber.
And you see that there, Luke Muhammad with
143
with the 2 clutch free throws.
Muhammad hits them both, and now 10 seconds to go. Last chance for Team Elite, more than likely. Akinjo. Oh, rims out from 30 feet. 1 second, this will tie it. No! The last second three-point shot hits the back iron and falls off. And Team Future comes from 10 behind to defeat Team Elite. Final score, 146-143, Team Future. Ronnie, I couldn't ask for a better game.
Couldn't. Went to overtime. They had to take the 3 to try to tie it. Moses Brown had a great game. Emmitt Williams, Luther Muhammad with the 2 free throws with 10 seconds in overtime. Can't ask for more of these guys in their last All-Star game of the year. And we're going to wait here for the MVP announcements.
Smiles all around. These players have known each other for a long time on the AAU circuit, and they have so much respect for each other. But you know, both sides wanted to win, and it's Team Future that comes from behind to collect a 146-143 victory over Team Elite, and a good time was truly had by all. The media is getting together to decide who the MVPs are. But what a game. Spectacular athleticism, outstanding shot making, tight handles and great vision, some highlight film passing as well. This was a marvelous showcase of these young men and their talents that they will take first to the college level, and for many of them, a shot at the NBA and all that it brings as far as changing your life. But it has been great fun. It's been a marvelous degree of competition today, and sometimes you don't see that in all-star games, but these teams got after each other, and Team Future comes from 10 behind to defeat Team Elite 146-143. Star performances from so many. I hope I don't leave people out, but from Team Elite, I thought Javonte Smart played really well. Mack Mcclung was magnificent. Emmitt Williams was a force from the first minute to the last minute. James Akinjo played really well. Sharif O'Neal contributed many highlight dunks, and for Team Future, I thought Naz Reid was as good as advertised. He is going to be a spectacular player, maybe only for 1 year at LSU. So enjoy him down there in Baton Rouge while you got him. I thought Kevin Porter played really well. Nassir Little contributed all game long. And Moses Brown, I really think, was the real catalyst to that Team Future comeback. And Moses Brown was magnificent on both ends of the court. And all of you Bruin fans in Westwood, UCLA, you have a real gem of a recruiting class coming. But one that is going to make an impact right away is 7 foot 1 inch, 240-pound center Moses Brown from Queens, New York. He's going to go coast to coast for his college career. And Ronnie, I thought Moses Brown was great.
DJ announcing the MVPs for Team Elite. Number 5 in the black, Emmitt Williams is one of the MVPs. Terrific performance. On the other hand, we're going to have the white announcement on Team Future right now.
Moses Brown, can you make your way to the scores table?
Emmitt Williams there with Brandon
Moses
McCoy.
Brown, scores table. Over here, over here.
And there's our other MVP in the white, Team Future, Moses Brown. Great second half, worked the boards, and you see there, he's with black MVP Emmitt Williams and last year's MVP Brandon McCoy on his way to the NBA. On your screen there, Moses on the left, Emmitt on the right. Terrific performances by both players. Moses going to UCLA, so the fans got a glimpse here in Southern California. Emmitt Williams, each one teach one. LSU, the pride of Fort Myers, over 30 points in this game after having 44 points in the Jordan Brand Classic. Couldn't ask for a better performance. Close game overtime, Paul.
Two very deserving MVPs standing side by side. Moses Brown and Emmitt Williams thrilled the crowd all game long. Magnificent performance. And we had an afternoon of highlights. Let's show you a few of them. And of course, they were playing above the rim all game long. The highlights go without narration, but we saw some of the best players in the country showing their stuff tonight. And of course, as we wrap this up, for Ronnie Flores, Ralph Brown, Devin Oogland, producer David Otta, and director Steve Banta, and our entire Ball is Life crew, I'm Paul Westfall. This has been the 8th annual Ball is Life All-American game presented by Eastbay. See you next year, and good night, everybody, from Southern California.